Hi everyone, it's Lucy from Sweet Poppy Stencils. So today we're going to do a real simple make using the new Christmas release of the Holly Leaf Square, and we're going to be using one of the stamps from the tree in Cottage with a little sentiment. A nice, quick and easy make for you. Okay, so to start off, what we're going to be using is distressing. So we're going to use Faded Jeans and Rustic Wilderness. I'm going to stamp with Morning Mist because it does give us a real, almost like a pencil look, rather than a dark black. I'm going to be using the Cosmic Shimmer Snow, which is thick embossing powder, but it gives you the effect of snow. And we're going to be using the one of the beautiful new Christmas stencils. This is the Holly Leaf Square, SP1373. Magnetic sheet as always, stencil tape, blending brushes, the cardstock we're going to be using. So I've got a 7x7 with a little bit of a matte on it of the coconut white, which is more of an ivory white rather than a bright white. This is 14 centimeters by 14 centimeters with a little bit of a black matte layer behind it. So let's get going. Okay, let's check we're in line. So we're going to mask off first our stencil. And my topper is cut to the size of my stencil. That's just how I work. I quite like it with these detailed squares. So we're going to screen off with the stencil tape all the way around, making sure it's nicely stuck down. I've also got a heat gun for this, for the snow. If you haven't got a heat gun, then use a Posca pen, to give you the splatter or acrylic paint. Right, let's check one shot. Lovely. Okay, so we're good to go. So our Rustic Wilderness and Faded Jeans. Try not to get it all over my hands. So going in with the green and just dabbing off first, and I'm actually going to go all the way around because the stamp that we're going to be using inside is the beautiful new Cottage stamp from the tree and Cottage. So we're just going to build up all the way around, taking it into the middle so I've got colour behind the Cottage as well. Taking it down a little bit heavier, so pressing the brush a little bit heavier, and then going in with Faded Jeans, so my blue brush, tap off, and again. Into centre and over the other edge. Just getting some colour behind it. I'm giving it quite a bit of a blend together. Normally I would give them their own colour space, but I do want it more, not muddy, but more blended together. So my green brush. It's quite surprising when you lift off how much colour there is left behind. Right, let's have a look. Oops. So, hopefully we've not got too heavy. Take off your tapes. This amazes me how different each one is as well. Lovely. So quite happy with that. So we're going to go in with the stamp press. Lift that off. Oops, sorry, I don't want to shake the camera. And we're going to use the beautiful new Tree and Cottage stamp set. And any of these just on their own would work really well together, but I'm just going to use the Cottage itself. So I'm just going to centralise it. I'm not actually going to put any words on this. I quite fancy just the words inside on its own. So let's check we're in shot. Lovely. Pick up, press down. Now I'm going in with Versafine Clair Morning Mist. This is a nice colour ink. This, I just find sometimes the black a little bit too harsh, so I tend to stamp a lot with Fallen Leaves or Morning Mist. It's just a little bit softer on the eye. There we go. So gentle taps all over. Make sure we're well inked up. So this is designed, this stamp is by our stamp designer Amy, and the stencil is designed by Illyri Huxtable. Beautiful, beautiful designs. So really happy with that, nice and simple. Now you could take it further, you could add snow to the roof if you wanted. I'm going to leave it quite basic, quite simple. I quite like that when it's just really simple. So this is the thick embossing powder. I just want it over the centre rather than everywhere. So I'm just going to take off the bigger pieces. And it's just real chunky white embossing powder. I think that'll do. Now it does have a tendency to fly everywhere, so it's got a bit of a life of its own. So heat gun up to the highest heat it can go, and then just tweak this around, move this wherever you want. And it is very much front and back heating, underneath, heat it on top. Be prepared for it to go where it wants to go. Maybe a bit OTT on some places, but it just gives you an idea. So let that cool down. Ooh. Lid on the embossing powder. Now, so as I said, we've got the 7x7 with a mat of the ivory. And I'm going to pop my mat on. Oops. So pop that in the middle. There we go. Hopefully this has cooled down now. When you've got a batch make, you don't want really fussy. You just need sometimes just nice and simple. That looks reasonably okay. There we go. And there you go. So as I said, make sure it's nicely stuck down. So there we go. Our two makes nice and simple for your batch making. So just using Tree and Cottage, the holly leaf square. you could mix this up. You could use the Holly Bauble as well, one of the new stencils as well, perfect for that. But nice, simple and easy. You know, if you really want a sentiment, then you could put the joy on there as well. The joy would fit perfect on there. But as I said, a lovely, quick, simple, easy make to make. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to tune in for more inspiration.